hold on, I shouldn't talk about that.
But yeah, so end of month, nuts at work. So, hi everybody, it's Friday. Are you ready for Labor Day?
No,
I am.
Busy time at work for that.
Oh, people go on holidays, right? Time to take their dogs to the kennel.
It's my birthday weekend too. I'll just be like super.
Well, happy
busy.
birthday! You gonna be 27?
Close 37.
Nice.
You weren't far off.
No, really. I mean, at my age, it's all the same.
That's how I already feel.
Oh God.
I already feel.
I was getting up out of the recliner last night, and Mary was sitting next to me, and the dog was next to her. And I get up, and as I'm getting up, making noises and stuff, and the dog just head popped up and looked at me like, I just done something offensive or something, and I was just like, "Oh, yeah, guess what? Dad's old." And my wife's all, "I guess we just need to take better care of each other." I said, "Honey, it doesn't change the fact that I'm old."
That mutt just staring at you weird.
Paul, good morning. Hello to you.
Good morning.
Oh man, I still haven't. This is the first week I haven't. It's since it's end of month. I'm so busy. I haven't even. I'm looking over my stack of comics from this week. Is sitting there. I've been so good about being up to date and reading my books as they come in. I haven't had a chance to even look at a single one of them yet.
Yeah, this week alone, I had to like push to try to get caught up from last week. With the death in the family and all that. But
yeah,
I've read these and I have these to go, so not bad at all.
Not bad, yeah. Dale?
And read this too.
Yeah, that's in the stack. I was just looked over right now, the Flash Gordon 2 and then Quarterly right underneath it.
Dude, two was fantastic. One was good. I thought one was like, damn, what a great start. Then I read Defenders of the Earth #1, which I'm like, you are shitting me. That was fun. A lot of little nostalgia going on there, but such a different take on events. It seems like this is a clearly like picks up after as the show. This is the ending to the show, and then what happens next, kind of thing. But Flash Gordon 2 was great.
I can see where some people, I've seen some criticism of them. People didn't care for them so far, and it's like, oh, I can understand if you didn't read Zero or you so it just kind of Defenders of the Earth just kind of jumps right into it. Flash just jumps right into the story, and so if you're not willing to just give it a second, or you haven't read like the Free Comic Book Day, Flash Gordon, so you're going to go like.
They exposition you all the way up to speed by issue 2 of
right.
Flash Gordon.
Right, but I would say is I can see where somebody who just opens up, what? I'm right in the middle of a story.
Yeah, they're not doing what they're doing with like Dick Tracy or Space Ghost, where they're kind of like, let's go back and like rewrite the origin and have our own complete.
Yeah. No, you already know who Flash Gordon is. Let's just go.
Yeah. And what's cool, what's kind of cool and similar between the two with both Flash Gordon and Defenders of the Earth, it almost feels like this is like the farthest we've gone with these stories. With both of these stories, it's like again, Defenders of the Earth is like what comes after the show, like the finale and beyond. And Flash Gordon, you definitely doesn't feel like it's taken this route before. Oh yeah, let me shoot Marvin the link ski here.
Wow. Why is my air conditioner coming on already?
To cool you off?
Yeah. I just opened up the windows. I don't need the air conditioner. Oh, air conditioning the outside. What do you think I am? Made of money. Shut the door.
But it was a good point you made, like with the Free Comic Book Day. You were like, I said it during Free Comic Book Day time when we were on streams and stuff, but it was mandatory reading for Flash Gordon. Hey, what's up, Marvin?
What's going on?
Not much. And then with Defenders of the Earth, it's kind of the same thing, but you need that intro that's at the end of Flash Gordon to really segue you into Defenders of the Earth. Was dope. Super dope. You're up early, my man.
Well, I'm up early. I'm usually working though, so I'm like I've kind of put work on the hold to come jump on and talk to you guys.
Nice.
That's why. So the emails are up. I can read the emails over here while I watch it over here.
Oh no, I have my camera and everything up in another room on another computer. So, and
I am too.
Yeah, so
this is my work computer. I switch.
Right.
That's why this microphone's not on, because I'm not on the home computer.
Nice.
Look at them come pouring in. Oh my goodness.
Rolling in.
They see me
Good
rolling.
morning. Natum with an N and Mad Spidey with an M.
And M.
That's what it says.
I messed up my name. I was trying to type it backwards, basically upside down, so I messed it up. But I was trying
Okay.
so you could see the sculpture.
Oh, it's backwards. Yeah, Madden. That's that football guy, right?
It's in the game.
It's in the game. Is that a mold? What's happening here?
This is
a pile of stuff.
This is gonna be. Let me see if I can make it look a little. There you go. It's gonna be angels and demons fighting. See, this is gonna be.
I see it. Yep.
Right here. And the arm, and he's gonna have spears, and here's a devil coming up, and I'm gonna put a whole bunch of bodies in here. And then I was imagining this was gonna be with another piece, and it would be like a bas relief on a cabinet, kind of like a Gates of Hell, if you know what that is.
Yeah, nice.
You know, so I thought I'd just work on this for you guys.
I hope I never know what that is.
The Gates of Hell. It's a really beautiful work of art.
So you don't have to go in the gates. You can stand outside and tease people as they fall in.
Oh, you just take a look at him and say, "Nah,
Yeah, I'm good. It's hot. It's hot.
I lived in Georgia. I'm good. I'm ready.
My whole life. I want to go somewhere tropical."
Well, you can wait till you get to the gate and then ask the guy, "You guys have air conditioning?" No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'll be over here.
He's like, "Oh,
what do you think I am, European?"
Why are you guys poking that guy with that stick?
What about it?
No, as you're going into the gate, someone gets poked with a stick, and you ask them why they're doing that.
Oh.
Little bit by time, Pops. Little bit by little bit.
How are you, Matt Spidey?
I've had a headache for the last 3 hours. I don't even know why I jumped on. I thought, fuck it, I'll just jump on for a couple of minutes.
I was gonna say, like,
You don't
why
know
the hell
why.
are you on then?
Yeah, I've been lying down and I'm staring at space, so I couldn't even watch TV. And I thought, yeah, well, why not stare at a computer screen, see if that works.
Why don't you ever have a cold compress for your headaches?
Nah, I just take some couple of tablets and it usually works pretty quickly, but it didn't this time.
Okay. I get it like an ice pack around your neck or something for sure.
That's right. I've got to work tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to stay on long.
Okay.
Well, if you ever your headache's really bugging you, just remember, if somebody kicks you in the shin, you'll forget all about your headache.
Okay.
Pain transfer.
Yeah, your mind can only focus on pain in one spot at a time. So
That's right. I remember from branding cattle on the farm, they would take pinchers and they would pinch the noses of the cattle as they're branding them, so they would not think of the pain on their rump.
there you go, Matt Spidey. We can just pinch your nose then, and we'll brand your rump.
Oh, lovely.
We'll put,
I'll probably
a big
get it
kangaroo-shaped brand right on your bum.
It's gonna say it'll be one step closer than Tyler getting his tattoo.
That's right. Because we'll do the kangaroo on its side, so that way it's called the break-and-roo.
Oh my god.
The Break-and-Roo Ranch.
It might be too early for him for those jokes.
No, he's got it. That's why he's in it.
Well, it's 20 to 10 at night, so it's not early.
Yeah. That's shit. That's still 2 hours before bedtime.
You're in the upside down?
Yeah.
You know Rand
Any upside down.
McNally?
The upside down, the down under, the outback, whatever you'd like to call it.
What time is it there, Spidey, right now? 10?
20 to 10.
Yeah.
What day is it?
Friday.
Oh, it's Friday.
So it'll be Saturday in 2 and a bit hours.
Okay.
There you go. Let's see. We got Pops congratulating you on 700. You said thanks. Kenneth Bird dropping by, saying hello.
Pops, how was your birthday, Pops? I want to know how Pops' 43rd birthday was.
43rd.
Yeah, 43rd.
Forever. Yeah, isn't that like just like Madam's celebrated her 29th, like what? A couple times.
Careful now.
Just a couple.
Easy, Elder. Easy.
Yeah, well.
You just bust out your Uno reverse card and go back a year. It's okay. I did it.
I've actually never really shied away from my age as much as I should, but because my brother passed away at a young age at like 47, and any year that I make it, I always think to myself, like, I made it and not everyone gets to make it to this age, you know. So a lot of people passed before that. So
bring us down. No, that's not. It's true. It's true. No, it's true. I mean, it kind of ties into so many different things, unfortunately. Anyways, let's see here real quick. Let's go. Let's bring this up here. Well, Mark's away. Gives me the kingdom here. If I can find what I'm doing. You want to talk about that?
Oh, sure. So just know I'm firmly in the middle of the struggle bus on this thing. So we are at 30%. We were 31%. We lost the backer last night. Yeah. So 24 days to go in that realm of, and is it going to fund? Is it not going to fund? But geez, man, this is only the second one I've done, and like my anxiety is climbing to new heights on this. So so this is the volume 2 trade. The volume 1 is also available. So this storyline is Reign of Chaos, which covers issues 5 through 9. Chaos has decided to form his own team that's going to be more proactive in stopping what he feels is coming for people with superpowers. So they're going to go on the attack and start attacking people just to wipe them out before they get a chance to wipe them out.
Marvin, have these been released in individuals already?
Say it again.
Have these been released in floppies already?
Not well. We are at issue 7 is in Diamond right now.
Got you.
So the floppies are available in there. There's the Wham stands. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen these before. So those are in there. It's like a magnetic clip, and then it's a stand. They also have spinner racks. So I'm going to get some of those to put on like tables at the cons.
That's pretty cool.
We've got drugs. So one of the characters in the book, Marcus Drake, has created his own version of the Edge, which is commercial. So inside these, it's not, you don't eat it. Please don't eat this. Don't swallow it. Don't taste it. Don't lick it.
What's going on?
I want to make sure that people are like, read the warning, crack it open, and there's a scroll inside. This has a message. So it could be a good message, could be a bad message.
It's like a fortune cookie.
Yeah, exactly. We've got slab books. So we just got these from EGS. That's expert grading service. So those are
that thing you're not supposed to eat?
Well, I would say don't eat these either, but I mean, hopefully that is something that people already know, because I mean, I don't think you can fit this in your mouth if you like maybe if you cut it up with a knife and fork.
Never say never to Rob.
Okay, can I say something, Marvin, really quick about that thing you just showed, the pill thing?
Yep.
Aren't you concerned like a 3-year-old is going to digest that and like choke?
hoping the 3-year-old doesn't back this project.
Right.
Hopefully, no 3-year-olds get a hold of that because that's all I think about.
Well, it's a real bottle, so it's got the childproof cap on it. So.
Okay, well that makes me feel better.
Parents beware! Don't throw this at your child. It's not a toy. Don't go. Well, I mean, it's not a rattle either. Don't do this and go, hey, little boy, come get this. So there's a warning on here that says that if you ingest this, it may kill you. So don't.
When they back it, they have a legal disclaimer they have to click and acknowledge.
Yes, I will add
Excellent.
that to,
Excellent.
Once we're funded, which hopefully we'll do, I'll put a warning. You have to check a box to get your box. Because you just get any physical tracker gets one of these. So last time we did the coffee, we couldn't do coffee this time because Comics on Coffee are famous now. They do stuff for DC. So they don't have time for little people like me, but it's okay. I understand.
That's great. I know shaking that thing could be a lot of fun. I mean, my youngest, that was their favorite toy, was a pill bottle with some grains of rice in it.
Right.
I'll buy every toy in the world you want. No, just give me these grains of rice that I can shake.
Right. I mean, my original plan.
Did your child turn out to be a druggie, Rob?
Not that I am aware of. They seem to be a very
little trolls.
If they are, they're taking the right drugs because they're going through college with a 4.0 average, and that's right. They're taking the
taking the lab Adderall.
They're taking the drugs that are making them responsible, and the only side effect is that they seem to be a vampire and only are up at night and sleep all day.
Right. So the original plan was I was going to put candy in there, but I didn't want to ship candy because I like that it doesn't have a high shelf life if it's one side of a package.
You can print Twinkies. Twinkies last forever.
Well,
I don't think I can fit a Twinkie in this.
It wouldn't look the same, but I think you can do it.
Plus, there's the whole question.
It'll be like, or maybe I put it in a blender or make it into a slurry and then pour it.
Oh.
Yeah, part of the problem is too is if you start putting candy in there, then you're distributing it. Then do you have to put all the ingredients and
exactly. That was because I did read on that, and I also couldn't ship it to certain countries.
Right. Yeah.
Like if it's food, then you have to they would actually crack the box open and take it out. Like some countries, someone already said that to me. Said that our customs will not allow anything in any kind of food or anything that's broken unsealed through customs.
Well, the word sealed can become subjective if you need it to.
Right. Right, but we're sealing things in plastic. So here in Pittsburgh, they banned plastic bags in stores.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So if you go shop, and if they even want to get a brown bag, you have to pay 10 cents.
Yep.
But the funny thing is that in the comment that I've been reading most is that your food's in plastic. Mostly everything you buy is sealed in plastic, but you can't give somebody a plastic bag to put it in and take it home.
Yeah, that was the argument we had that was going on here when they introduced that stuff years ago. It's like, yeah, but the containers aren't the ones that are, the plastic jar. Well, it does. Some of those things do end up still in other places. It's not the one that's just blowing down the side of the freeway. And
my oatmeal cream pies sure do come in those.
Yeah.
That's why everyone should shop at farmers markets and bring their own canvas bag.
I'm good friends with little Deborah, and all of the snacks she makes, she puts in those little plastic bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to pop the Kickstarter and play the video? I mean, everyone seems to enjoy that video. So.
It's going to give me a copyright strike.
Of course not.
That's good. Robert, you getting it?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm popped out. I was doing something. Somebody at work was pinging me. Sorry.
I'll find it.
He's working and working at the same time.
I know. I'm multitasking as much as I can.
I did half the time. Me and Rob will start clicking the same buttons. All right, where do I go, Marvin? Just right there.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Sir, the Revenant is back.
I have played a puppet far too long. First, you will suffer. Then, you will die.
We have to stop him.
Target in range. When I give the order, storm the building.
We are in position.
Well, well, well. Looks like someone wants to play. No, shut up! No! Let's play. This isn't just a fight. This is war.
Looks like chaos is coming.
Let's get it there.
What's that?
There you go. AR, wow. The promotional video is great.
Yeah, I mean, it's
phenomenal.
Now, do you get a digital copy of that trailer?
Yes.
Say word. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, it's out on my YouTube, but you know, I try to play it as much as possible. Like, it got a lot of attention at convention, especially with the screaming going on. People were like, "What's going on over there? Why are people screaming?" And they would take well, at Heroes, like at Heroes, it was a good attention getter.
Awesome.
Especially with all the hustle and bustle and noise going on there, like we were able to grab a lot of people over to the table just with videos, so it works.
There we go. The trailer did it. I went ahead and backed my copy while I'm here thinking about it.
So tomorrow I will be on the tubes at 1:00. I'm going to add a piece of original art. Should be a picture in there if you guys want to check it out. If you scrolly. But I mean, so sorry, going to go live like every Saturday and do updates and talk about what's going on, what's not going on, and see how this rolls out. But yeah, like I said,
how long does it have left?
24 days.
Okay, so you just kicked it off.
Yeah. Just this Saturday.
Should scroll down.
Yeah.
Scattered Nexus.
Yeah, it's a indie comics card game. Or it might be in the add-ons on there.
And I'm so Kickstarter ignorant. You're gonna have to help me out here, bud.
Yeah, keep scrolling. I think it's in there.
Just keep scrolling. Look at this little fella.
Yeah. So that's our so go to the reward section.
Where's that at?
Tab at the top. Yeah,
there we go.
And I think it's in the add-ons. If not, then I'll grab a picture of it real quick.
Over here on the right.
Yeah. So it's the print. So it's that print, but the original art from it.
Okay. What's that character's name?
That's Interim. Her abilities are she can open portals that allows her to see 5 seconds into the future, so she can kind of anticipate her enemy's attacks. She also can open portals for them to use as transportation.
All right, serious question then. If it opens for 5 seconds into the future,
yes.
How long does it take her to open said portal?
It's kind of instantaneous.
Okay, that's good.
Like,
Otherwise, that would really cut down on
Right.
the-
10 seconds. 10 seconds, Mark. Let us see 5 seconds in the past, actually.
Right. I can see what I did.
Probably shouldn't have opened that portal because I'm dead.
Right.
You
So
open a portal just to see an image of yourself opening a portal.
right. So they can use it as transport. The problem is that she's been doing this since she was like 6 or 7 years old, and some of the portals are too powerful, so she can't close them. So it starts to affect time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Random portals just sitting around everywhere.
Right. And I
Well,
consider
they
it.
crap
I
with these
consider it
ages.
a
Cottage
door.
business out of this.
Right. So I consider it a door, and the door is open from both sides. Right. So
Most
wow.
of them.
Yes. Well, if it's a right door, you can open from the inside and the outside. But I mean, if
not
it's a
the
door you
correctional
don't want to
facility.
open, well, it's not like that gates of hell. Once you walk in there, I don't think you can walk back out.
Yeah, there you go. There's another one. Yeah, that's a one way, ain't it?
So there could be something coming from the other side of that door that's open too.
Well, good stuff. I got the I did when you I guess like when you did the trade paperback for volume 1.
Yeah, back in 2022.
Has it been that long? Man, mine's
Yes.
sitting right here.
Well, I mean, it's sitting right there, but did you read it?
No, I haven't read it. That's why it's sitting right there. That's a stack of stuff to read. But yeah, I went and got that
He's
one.
also got mail from back then. He hasn't opened. So.
I have mail from 2019. I haven't opened yet, Marvin. So it's a compliment that I actually took this out of the mailer. Like I'm terrible at
It's
opening
true.
mail. Yeah, I like this cover. This the one right here.
Right. So that character is Azael. So all of the Rain characters. So that it's a double meaning. So it's Reign of Chaos. So he's Chaos and his team is the Rain. He can so his clothes are baggy because he gets larger as he absorbs other people's energies. So that's why like the footprints are bigger as he stomped out the team.
Yeah, my man ain't heard of elastic. Got it.
No unstable molecules in this universe.
I did notice on this
hasn't made it yet.
on this campaign, I noticed there wasn't an option for all the floppies with the trade.
Oh,
I'm
it's on
seeing
there.
a-
It's
It
there.
is on there?
Yeah.
No. I might have
So
backed
it's
it too
the
quick.
over the edge bundle, and
Oh,
there
I got
you can add them on. They're in the add-ons also.
Yeah, I told you I don't know how to work Kickstarter.
Right. So then our first stretch goal at $2,000 will unlock issue 10, and issue 10 will have a exclusive cover. 2,500 unlocks the Revenant minifigure, and I think at $3,000 I'll unlock the gatefold cover for issue 7. So it'll switch out the 7 cover that's there now for a different gatefold cover. And I did have a wraparound cover for that before, but since we put our logo on the back, as you saw when you showed the books, it's going to be gatefold, so it'll fold in. And I've never printed gatefold before, so this is going to be an adventure for me also. So, I mean, I tried to avoid the gimmicks, but I remembered that my book is based around the 90s, so I was like, oh, let me do some gimmicks, some gimmick covers.
Never avoid the gimmicks, my man.
The 90s.
That's
gimmicks.
part of the fun of comic books.
Yeah. So somebody did do a one that folded from the back also. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try that too. So let's see.
How do I update the pledge? It says manage, but it doesn't let me manage it. It just lets me look at it.
Well, if you click manage, and I didn't think you have to change it. So you have to click on what you did.
It has nothing clickable. I might need to do it on the computer. I'll figure it out.
Computer. You
Hmm.
know, I was thinking as we're going through this, I was thinking, man, this is great. We also coming up with our spin-off ideas of like that one of those reject superhero teams, because you had that guy who's looking like you, Mark. You said 5 seconds into the future, but it takes 10 seconds to do the portal, right?
Yeah.
Then you need to have an elastic man, and just like real elastic, he gets stretched out. And
It
then
stays.
he does his worn out elastic, right?
Well, that's
So he's like, when he was young, he snapped back, but now he's older, and he
Right.
and you need
the muscles and bones are brittle, so he can't
Yeah.
like the stretching like overextends him and he breaks his bones.
right.
Yeah.
You need like a giant dwarf who's
To
just a
give
normal
him,
sized man or
for,
something.
for those that are just tuning in, there's more accessibility on the computer than there is on the phone.
Right. I think it like segments it into like sections when you're on mobile. Yeah, so like the powers that they have are like they're not muscle memory. So like you would see in like X-Men or Justice League or whatever, the powers don't always work like they think they do. So there's like in the one image that I show, the woman, her name is Rhonda. She's hovering and her powers turn off, so she falls into the ocean and almost drowns.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not
And
over
then
the edge that I've got most of that. I just need volume 2 and the subsequent floppies for they're in volume 2.
I think it's in the add-ons, issues 5 through 9.
Man, where do I find add-ons at?
So
I'll
like
figure this out.
okay, when you do the original pledge, it should pop up a box and it says add-ons on there.
Was the retailer pack also those books or?
Yes.
See, there you go. That's cheap, man.
Right.
You can get all, and you have lots of copies.
Right.
You can put a copy in every room, so when each bathroom you can have a set.
Well, I did have some people who weren't retailers get those before. I think
I often do.
Yeah, the Rogue Trader, he got the retailer pack last time. So
yeah, I've done some where I get the retailer packs, and because I'm not a retailer, but I'll either give some away or I'll do. I go to my LCS. I'll give them a couple copies to get them to. Hey, here you go. Here's something.
Yeah, I
mean, we are evaporate them.
Yeah,
take them to the
firmly partnering. Comics are firmly partners with all retail stores. So anyone who is getting that will always get extra stuff from us. So we send out flyers and postcards every once in a while. Like we have like a list of stores, and then I flip the list upside down sometimes and go, okay, these guys got this last month, so this time these guys got. So I will be sending out like slab books to some of the retailers.
Nice.
And that's including Augusta. They'll get some stuff.
I was just really surprised how inexpensive you get that. It was for the retailer pack as a backer. So
right. Yeah, I mean we like to try to help. I'm really disheartened watching stores close continuously, and we want to help them out and get them some product.
It's a win-win for both of you.
Yeah. And our stuff moves fast in stores. Like we continuously sell out books. Comicsburg every time we get stuff into stores. So I'm always trying to make sure they're stacked up because like we don't see a lot of reorders through Diamond. But they never tell us if we get them. So I try to partner up with the stores and go direct to them, and I give them like the same discount that they'll get from Diamond. If we're at conventions, we try to hit up stores at conventions to see like, so you're here, we're not there, so you can save on shipping right now by just taking the books with you if you have room in the vehicle if you're close by. When we're at conventions, we go to the local shops and stop in there and talk with people. So like we're trying to revitalize that market, and we're also next year we're going into the library systems into schools to do it's called From Script to Store, where we go over the whole entire process of creating a comic book from beginning to end, including all the business stuff that people ignore and don't want to talk about. So like you just want to try to prep people on that, what it's going to like the cost you're going to ensue in creating a comic book, and then probably using like crowdfunding and stuff to help you out. But that initial upfront cost of doing it is something people don't know about. Like average comic is going to cost you from like 10 grand. Unless you can do all the art, coloring, lettering, and stuff yourself. So that's.
Have you heard of AI?
Yes, and we don't use it.
Colin Kaepernick has got you covered. Really get your overhead down.
Yeah.
Or sweatshops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We try to avoid those things and make sure that everyone involved is getting fair market value for
work. My goodness, you responsible creators, you're killing yourselves. How are you ever gonna be rich?
By
Well, I
being
mean-
talented with what you do.
Or wait a second.
Well, I mean, what's the old saying about being a comic creator? Like, how do you make $1 million in comics? You start with $1 billion.
That's right.
So I mean, if like just to the level set with it, if you're getting into comic books to make money, I would probably suggest you go do something else.
You hear that, Spidey?
Yeah.
Unless you're like Todd McFarlane, then I mean, you go in deep, because we're doing an action figure also, so that's going to be our next crowdfund is going to be the action figures. Again, I would say that upfront cost is probably what's going to sour the deal for everybody, but I mean, I like to be honest with people about things like this and say that I did it so you don't have to, but be prepared, because you're going to have to move massive amounts of product. And if you can't find a venue or a place to do that, then you're probably going to be lost. But like places like Big Boy and Big Bag toy stores are really good partners for independent action figures. Also, they will they jump on Kickstarters and they will buy massive amounts of product if it's good.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. There's anything. There's minimum production runs and everything else, and that can, if you don't have a way to get rid of those, it's going to be tough.
Right.
That's what killed Mad Spidey. He was all set to make his own action figure of himself, and unfortunately,
nobody wanted it. Not even me.
Nobody wanted it, and so he's got 500,000 because he thought it said 5,000. He didn't know commas from. Yeah, so he's got 500,000 mini Mad Spideys that he's left to. And when he thought that, he also had a problem that they were listed in standard and he was going in metric. So while he thought it was going to be 2 meters, it turned out to be 2 inches, and the figures are much smaller than it's supposed to be life size, but now they're like this, and everyone thinks that Mad Spidey's itty bitty. It's just all kinds of problems.
Oh, well, you could take those to like what's that table and put them on tabletop for tabletop games.
Yeah, there you go. See,
that's always
make a chess set out of all the same pieces.
In the back, what you need to do is to move all those. You just need to take out an ad maybe in the back of a comic where people get 1,000 Mad Spidey men for like $1.99 or something. Like the old Legions,
Army men.
The old Army men or Legionnaires, right?
And the old the muscle figures.
Oh, those were great.
I think
those were more expensive back then. Even those were back in the day.
Well, they came in packs, right? You get like 6 in a pack for like $15 or something like that.
Well, back in the day, I want to say there was $1 or $2 for like 5 or something like that. But still,
right?
Yeah, nothing like getting 1,000 Legionnaires for $1.99. That's how Mark started this channel. Actually, was Legion of Comics was actually started off with 1,000 Legionnaires from the comics, and then slowly he was able to replace them with real subscribers. True story.
Right, but as the saying is that the market for things has certainly flipped opposite, because if you recall, back in the 80s and 90s, you could walk into a KB or a Toys R Us and see walls and walls of like G.I. Joe figures.
Yeah.
And they were $3. I remember $3 for one figure. Now they're $20. So I mean,
they don't even make them anymore, for being honest. Those G.I. Joe toys from the 80s and 90s that would be marketed to that age group, that doesn't even exist anymore.
No. Well, I mean, but that's kind of the upscale of technology too, because
it's also the downfall of children playing with toys, because as we rolled into more and more technology, video games, tablet entertainment like that, kids are starting at the toy age to interact with technology, and they're not with toys in their imagination like they used to. So that's why toy sales have shifted to catering to those of us that didn't grow up with the technology.
Yeah, there's also I was just reading an article about this actually too, where they're talking about the
You read?
I do occasionally. When I say I read, it could have been it was probably most likely an article on
someone else's
Yahoo or something while I was scrolling. But they were it was talking about the whole demise and some of the issues that are going on with toys, because the toy culture, or the ability to expose kids to toys, is diminished because a lot of kids, when we were growing up, a lot of our exposure to certain toys was you went to the toy store,
No,
whether it be
Sears
KB
magazine.
or Toys R Us. Well, there's always the back. Yes, Christmas time, making your Christmas list, you always pulled out the Sears magazine and went to the back. Yes,
Yeah.
but those things where you could then go through and see. You might have gone there to get one thing, but you walked past all these stores and toys and saw so many different toys that you got exposed to versus those purpose-built toy stores are mostly gone. And most kids, it's like you can go to the toy aisles at Walmart or Target, but it's not the same. Those are very limited to what they're putting the stuff out mostly that is the stuff that already is big.
In a building where 360 degrees is for them, overwhelming, just everything.
Right, but the shelf space is limited there. So or we used to call it in retail hook space, right? The hooks are, most of them are taken up by things that already they know are going to move quickly, and there's a very limited number of hooks available for new product to come into place. Right. And that's the big difference with the loss of the purpose-built toy stores, unfortunately.
Right. Well, a lot of that stuff that's already on the hooks is moved to like a clearance section because it's just sitting there. So that then they can put new product out. But then that stuff doesn't last because then the adults come in and snatch up everything, and so the children don't get a chance. But I mean, it's the same thing with comics, is that you see that literacy rates are down across the board.
Yeah. My mom's a teacher, and she was talking about how they're enacting this program this year because in a county around here, like 60% of fifth graders are reading on a first grade level.
Yeah,
60%.
Right.
And that makes me so mad because it makes me mad at all the teachers that pass those kids to the next grade.
Well, and see, that's one thing that me and her had a discussion about, and it's not necessarily the teachers. This will split a lot of people's opinion, but this is why so many people want the feds out of education and to do away with the federal level of the education stuff, because it's what the teachers are having to do. You know, not everything. They're not setting individualized curriculum completely for their classroom. They have state level standards and fed level standards and stuff that get implemented, and it's the standards and stuff. It's the system that's broken, not the individuals in it. You have good-hearted people in there trying to do a lot, but there is some of what you mentioned for sure. Mm-hmm. But the schools are broken in a lot of places.
Yeah, they have a list of schools they're going to close here because of 16 schools because of low attendance.
That's insane.
Yeah. So they're going to consolidate some schools and then close other ones.
They should be able to put find the parents for them not getting their kids to school.
Are these high schools, Marvin?
This is across all grades. Well, it's not they're not going to school. They're homeschooling. They're being like the parents are pulling their children out of schools and homeschooling them now.
That's good.
Yeah,
I support that.
And then, so with the literacy rates, what you notice is that because comic books aren't part of reading anymore, because that's what you scale up. So you start at comics and you scale into novels and other things like that. You go from art and words because it helps you to learn new words and helps you be able to follow a story. It's not accessible like they were before. So you're not seeing comic books in grocery stores or 5 and dime stores because they're so expensive. And that's the one thing that we're trying to help with. That's why we want to go into the school and teach how to do comic books and give people a path to these kind of things, because I'm worried that there won't be any comic creators in the next 25 years because no one is like your big cats, Marvel and DC, aren't trying to revitalize the market.
Well, DC is doing their part this year. They're about to roll out All In. Hopefully get some new readers in there. I remember being in high school, there was a trade paperback section in the library at my high school for comics. But I know that's where I learned how to read, because I grew up in a household with a dad who was a collector since the 60s. And I was wanting to learn how to read like better than I could before I was, because I wanted to know what was going on in those comics that I had and wanting to know all that stuff. So yeah, that is definitely a great resource. I don't think people really take enough advantage of. Right. I mean, kids' books are out there, but it's not the same as seeing superheroes going and grabbing a Batman or a Spider-Man and giving it to a kid that already is interested in those characters.
Right. I mean, and that's what we want to do. We want to partner up with the schools and the libraries and the comic shops to say that you need to get these books into the hands that want to embrace them. I mean, I think that a lot of things that end up happening when you walk into a comic shop is like it's too much. Like imagine someone their first time in a comic shop and they walk up to the new wall or the books from the week before, and you just the miles and miles of stuff. Where do you start?
Dude, you just gave me a light bulb. Like every comic shop should actually think about that. They should have like a small section or a spinner rack or a little devoted part of their shelf that just says new readers start here and point down, and have like a couple of trade paperbacks or swap out a few floppies that are the start of a run or something. And just so like people who walk in and have no clue what they're looking at know like I can go there, and if I see a familiar face, I can pick it up and feel confident in my purchase. That's a great idea, Marvin. Like, yeah.
And I mean, it has to be more of it's like, to me, I always thought that comic shop should be like a bar, like Cheers. Like you walk in and they say, "Hey, Norm," or whatever.
Wow.
That's
and
how
a lot of these,
ABX
yeah, a lot of these comic shops you go to, they don't even look up when you walk into. They don't look
That's
up
because customer service is dead.
Yeah, that's how ABX is. You walk in, and before you even really go look at any stuff, you're already sitting down just to chit chat with whoever else is there with the staff while they're working and stuff. And people walk in, and all the customers turn to look to see who it is because there's a good chance like you're going to know the other customer coming in. And
yeah, it has to be more personal because you're looking at a new market who doesn't know doesn't care about 60 years of history of these characters. So you have to introduce them to something brand new, or you're going to lose them. Like people aren't.
You got to introduce them with the movies. I think that's the only way to get them now.
No,
right. But the problem with that is that if you remember back when Captain America: Civil War came out, Captain America was Hydra in the comics.
Yeah, bad timing, huh?
Yeah, someone walked into the store like, "Hey, I want to read Captain America comics." You hand them that, they're like, Captain America is not Hydra. I watched that movie. So I mean, they're like doing a disservice to their customers. If you remember, they didn't even acknowledge the comics in most of those movies.
Yeah, but
DC
at the same time, you don't want the comics to have to be contingent on what a movie studio is up to. Because look at Thor. Can you imagine if comic readers suffered because they wanted to mirror the Thor from the movies? Oh, that would be bad.
Right. Well, I mean, and the easiest way to do that is you do a line of books that are based on the movie. So you help that customer out, and then the owner of the store can then lead them into the other books.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be separate, because the problem is that you have issues where, I mean, the comics are coming out monthly. Yep. Movies take years to come between. You can't, the movie, so I think most people understand the movies are something else, but yeah, it does suck when you're completely something like the Captain America Hydra thing was definitely completely outside of the normal realm of stuff. I think that you were talking about the introducive. I think that's why my comic shop they stick the manager of the shop is at the back of the shop, because he's the old curmudgeon-y judge you comic book guy trope, whereas the rest of the staff is not. So all the rest of the staff is up front. They have a dice counter that's right at the front door. Whoever stationed there has to greet everybody as they come in. You got a lot of nice, happy people. Then only like if you're a veteran and you go back and you get your stuff, then you can deal with the curmudgeon who is like, oh, he's an adorable scamp that we all love. And hey, Finn.
Morning. So yeah, I mean, I see a lot of stores trying to hire younger people in stores that understand that their generation. But a lot of these stores they've been around so long that they're set in their ways and they don't want to change what they do, and it's detrimental to them. And these are the shops that are closing. What I've noticed is that you're overburdened with it.
You're overburdened with glorious purpose.
I know more than you go away. So I mean, like we're going to try to help as much as we can.
Rob, I'm running the kids to school real quick.
All right.
And we'll see what's going to happen, because I mean, I want to try to put comics back into youngsters' hands, And the only time I ever see like younger people in shops is like new comic book day.
Yeah, it is a much older crowd. Spin it for a second. Spidey,
Mm.
I sent off a book to get for a commission with Marco Santucci.
I was wondering why you'd posted all those price lists in there.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna get, and surprisingly enough, he actually hasn't changed his prices too much over the years.
Yeah, I thought his prices were really reasonable.
Mm.
So I dig his stuff. So I sent him an ASM 129 blank, and gonna have him do Punisher bust on it. I told him, say, if you know, you can come up with whatever you want, but if you're at a loss of idea, then just take the image of Punisher from the front cover, the regular cover, and zoom in on it. You know, so it's like kind of where it's just him on the front or something. So I'm excited.
I've known Marco and Maria, his wife, because she's an artist as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've known them two for probably a decade or so. But every time he sort of decides he wants to open his commission list, he's one of those artists that I've always wanted to get a piece of, even though I've spoken to him many times and know them quite well. I've never been able to get one because it's always been bad timing. But he does do, really gorgeous work though, and so does Maria as well. She does gorgeous work.
Yeah, he announced. It was weird. It was like you say, he posted up saying that he's opening up his commissions, and I pinged him, and he sent over his list. I was, that's not too bad. Let people know, man. It's like, yeah, so it's obviously months before I'll get it, but hey, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, it's also months before I have to pay, so all I have to do is once he gets the book, I have to put a $50 deposit is all. Yeah. So
months for a commission.
He's one of those few. He's one of those few artists now that, and there are still a few out there that will do just a deposit or a half up, front and half when it's finished. I think most artists nowadays are like, nah, money up front, and then I'll get it to you in like 10 years, sort of thing.
Yeah, no. They're not getting. I'm not doing anything with anybody. I got to pay completely up front without an. It's like, or at least not until it's ready to ship. It's like. It's like, hey, I have no problem giving you something up front, show I'm serious, get on your list. But at the same time, it's not fair to ask me to pay you up front in advance without, not knowing when you're going to get to it. Because it's understood that, hey, these are pieces that are not highest. They're not the top of their priority list. These are when they have time.
It's a side gig, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's the regular commission, the regular work that they get from the studios and stuff is going to be their priority, stuff. And then, so whatever.
He does a lot of work for I think it's Panini or something like that. The like Italian version of Marvel and DC and stuff like that. When they do their like releases, he'll quite often do exclusive covers and stuff for them, as well as stuff for the the American markets and that.
Yeah, I mean, just at least for anybody who's just curious, look at it. There's an example of something. He's just freaking.
Yeah, the energy on that is amazing.
Yeah, it's just, I mean. There was something. Hold on, I wanted to see. There was one. It was like a.
Yeah, you used to actually get a lot of Spider-Man stuff early days. He's actually a lot of people have started progressing to other characters now with him.
Look at that. That shit. That's crazy. Anyways, I knew that you were an art guy, and I know it's getting later for you, and you weren't feeling well, so I wanted to bring it up with you real quick, just because I know that you're the art guy.
He's definitely a great get. I should have done it. I sort of regret being in, whether I'll call it retirement or hiatus or whatever from original art, because I'm priced out. I can't do books and art. I do miss it a lot, but I also don't miss the headaches that come with doing commissions as well. And I've been through it all.
It's something you're still waiting on, right?
Oh, I've given up on what I have a book somewhere where I used like an actual little exercise book that I used to write everything down and write progression. Like, okay, I've paid this, I did it on this date. Okay, I got an update on this. So I used to keep track of it all, the old hand written old school way. And there's still a couple on there that I never bothered following up. Like Rick Leonardi, for argument's sake. I got in his list about 4 years ago. I think it was just during COVID when he opened it, because a lot of artists were opening their commission lists in COVID, because obviously everybody was struggling for money. And I was 33rd on the list. I still remember that. And I never heard from him again.
Oh, she should go to Heroes Con. You could talk to him in person and got yours like I got mine.
Yeah, so you can do it for free, you bastard.
I didn't get it for free.
No, I should get it for free.
Oh, I said, I believe you. I paid for it, but I got it right then. I got it right there in pretty quick turnaround time. So
I was like, also I was on commission list for however you want to pronounce his surname, Ivan Rice or Ivan Reyes or Reese. He does a lot of DC work, but he's
Reyes.
Yeah. And he's a pretty well-known Brazilian artist, like probably one of the top-tier Brazilian artists out of South America. And I was on his list because I know his rep quite well. I've done a lot of dealings with him and stuff like that. And I was on his list, and it was a $1,000 US piece, and wow. I didn't have to pay until it was, once I seen he started work on it, then I'd have to pay, sort of thing, and then they'd ship it to me. About 3 or 4 years went past, didn't hear anything, so I went, "It's not happening. I'll give up, not bothering about it." And then his rep contacted me and goes, "Oh yeah, he's getting back to those commissions again. Here's the price list." And I said, "No, hang on. I was on the original list at $1,000. And now you're saying I'm still on the list, but now it's $1,200. No thanks. Not doing it."
Yeah, really. You enter into an agreement at one price. You can't. The fact that you took time to get to it's not my problem.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've been on Brett Booth's commission list for like 3 years now, and I'm like 80th on the list. So
wow.
So about 10 years from now, I'll get that cover.
Apparently, it's easier getting Brett Booth through his Patreon.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm on his Patreon. That's where I got it. That's where I got it.
Okay. Yeah. I'd love a Brett Booth piece. Like, just I know he always only does pencils only. Because usually it's Norm who's usually doing these inks, or even Adelso or one of those guys. But yeah, his pencil work is super tight, gorgeous artwork. But yeah, I can't do the Patreon thing.
Bless you.
Thank you. Now, I find that I've had good luck at cons, but then I'm always, because then you always get the nice thing if you're there, if you're able to get to them at a con. But the advantage is obviously the nice thing is that they're there and they're trying to knock it out while they're there. So
and I think that's why whenever we get international guests come over to Australia and they are going to do commissions, they quite often will look after us both on like quality of product and price, because they know they may never come back here again, or it might be a long time before they come back again, and they know
Lord knows they don't want to pay that shipping cost.
And there's that too. Like I've had a lot of artists that have said, "Look, I didn't get it finished at the con. I'll take it home, finish it at home in the thing, and I'll just ship it out to you for nothing." That's happened quite a few times, and I quite often get a better piece for being patient.
I always encourage that. Hey, if you need I'll give this stuff. My information is already on the backer board because I put everything on there. I said I'll hand it to him. If you don't get to it this weekend, no big deal. I'm happy. You can take it home. I'm happy to wait for it. And everything else,
Mm.
and they'll go. Sometimes that's happened. I take quite a few pieces or take home pieces, and yeah, like you said, I've got some better pieces, or I've had a couple pieces, like Cullies, which was supposed to be like a quick sketch type thing, that ended up turning into a full figure, full color cover because he got delayed and he felt really bad about it taking so long to get to, which really, as Mad Spidey would understand, it wasn't very long because it was only like 3 months, but
that is nothing. Absolutely nothing.
but he felt bad, and I go, well, I appreciate it, man. Well,
I
actually, he had also
wish-
done it twice because he had made one. He had done the commission at the con, but he had done it on 11 by 17 instead of the sketch cover I'd given him. So he was trying to get it done again at the con, didn't get it done, then had to take it home with him, and then it just took a couple months to get done. But it was great.
I think if all of my commissions took 3 months, I would have definitely kept going.
Or you'd be really poor, right?
Yeah, or I'd be extra poor.
Extra.
Instead of just poor.
Yeah, that was it. It's like, yeah, I kept. Wow, holy shenanigans! I got a couple different things that are in motion. It's like some of them are like, oh well, fortunately that'll take a while, so that's cool. Just. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's take a look and see how Madam's doing here while we're talking here. Let's bring. Oops, what happened to my screen? What the fiddle faddle? I hit.
You hit the wrong tab.
I don't know what the hell.
Oh, now you're changing the layout.
Oh, does it change? Okay. On my screen, nothing's changing.
It does that. You got to go in. You got to go into the settings, and then you got to click on the layouts. Because sometimes they untick, and then you don't have all the options there anymore. So you got to go back in and tick them again so you can use them.
Oh, they're all selected.
Sounds complicated.
Oh, okay.
Which is just.
Okay,
there it goes. For some reason, like on my screen, I was changing the layout, trying to make Madam big for a second, or Nadam big, and it wasn't working for me. It was like, oh, it's on my end. It was just stagnant. So I don't know, but
I just
seems like a very complex piece.
Yes, I don't know if you can see what's going on. Maybe I can move my camera a little closer.
Yep, and then we lost her all together.
Everybody's gone. We're still here.
Oh no, I was here. I was just blowing my nose. I didn't think anybody needed to see that. But yeah, so goodbye, Madam. All right. Well,
we've seen worse.
Well, I try to be. It's bad enough I'll eat on camera often, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. I just eat. If I'm on
I do that a lot because you know what? These motherfuckers with their East Coast times, suck it up, Buttercup.
Got to have your brekkie in the morning.
I got to go back to work. So
all right,
thanks for putting me on.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Marvin.
If you want to drop the link into the chat again, it'd be
yeah, I'll do that. Hold on, let me grab the. I can figure this out. Hold on, I'm super handy capable at times. Comment. Here we go. Boom. That's the Kickstarter. Oops. Why am I big? I don't need to be big. There's the Kickstarter link there for the Edge. Go ahead and check that out and give Marvin a back.
I wonder if it'll work if I do it. If I copy and paste it.
Oh, you have to have a wrench for it to.
I do.
You have a wrench, so that'll work.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
All right, you guys have a good day.
I take it easy, Marvin.
Bye.
See you, Marvin.
Hi, Marvin.
Oh, was it not dropping when I was dropping it in the?
No, I was actually just.
Oh, you're just testing
whether it would work. Yeah.
Testing, testes. Got it. His camera was frozen. We keep on there. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to put you back up here.
Just don't hit the exit button this time.
Yeah, I'll try not to mess it up again. I'm so bad at that kind of stuff.
Technology. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I know.
So,
Blow
for
it
those
all
that
up.
weren't watching earlier, Madam, you want to tell them what you're working on?
Sure. This is going to be like a bas relief, which is a low relief, so they're not sculpted all the way around, and it's just going to be angels and devils kind of fighting it out here. I've always been inspired by one of Michelangelo's Battle of the Centaurs, which is just a bunch of bodies fighting and moving around and stuff. And I always been, wanting
So
to
it's a,
recreate something like that, or like
so
a
it's a
Gates of
scene,
Hell type
scene
of
from
thing.
Supernatural.
Pardon?
It's a scene from Supernatural.
This is?
No, I was being facetious, but yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put this leg now.
Come on, Taylor. Little bit of decorum, mate. Why is Stephanie sculpting a pile of dicks?
Oh, what?
No, Taylor, she's not sculpting you. What?
But
yeah, well,
I don't see that. Did that get erased?
there's no Dick Grayson there. It's okay. Baby arms.
So I was going to do something, I don't know, like this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to move this and get a different piece out. I got to finish. But because of my ADHD, I work on a lot of stuff at the same time. Because it's always fun to start new stuff.
It's whatever you're in the mood to.
Right, yeah. So I think this for now is good.
so this is not actually just for. So this is not for like any like contract or customer or anything like that.
This is not for a commission. That's correct. This is not for a commission of any sort. This is just for funsies.
Cool.
And actually, what I want to do is make this like a resin. I'll make a mold of it, and then I'll paint it to look like bronze. And then I want to inset it, this with another one inside 2 cabinet doors. So it's like the facade of a cabinet.
Oh,
like
okay,
a
nice.
Gates of Hell thing, you know.
Makes me think of the Devil's Advocate and the moving wall sculpture stuff in Al Pacino's office.
I've seen that movie. I don't know what picture is up there though.
I don't know. There's a big wall sculpture of some angels and demons and stuff in there.
Yeah.
They start becoming animated and stuff as people start realizing that there's something going on. I love that movie. That movie's great.
I do love that movie too. I think my favorite part of that
just
movie
on cue.
My favorite part of that
Oh,
movie
nice.
has got to be when Al Pacino's walking through the restaurant. Rob, he's walking through the restaurant and he leans over and he kisses that woman. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're not talking about Centerville.
He leans over and he kisses some random.
Nope. Oh, take me off the big screen. Yuck.
Hold on.
Someone
Sorry, I was trying to take care of Taylor, and so I was out. I was in a different tab.
You're smarter than I am, Taylor. You should know what decorum means.
Hold on. Fucking computer's slow. All right. There you go, Taylor. Anyways, so yeah.
Now is this gonna
Here we are, Spidey. Got Scotty Young had sent in some things for C3.
Oh, nice.
And
are they those the print and book bundles?
No. This year he did something different. He hasn't made any of those
that was
prints.
last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year he did the prints with the books. He hasn't done any hey Taylor.
Okay.
Hasn't done any of those not original art prints in a bit.
Yeah, the cover, the prints of covers. Yeah.
Yeah. He sent us a complete. I mean, first of all, he sent me 2 boxes. One box came here, no problem. The other box went from Kansas, which is in the middle of this country, went to Florida, which is the other end of this country, and then came back here to California. So it's like it got put on the wrong truck. Basically, it went to Florida before somebody realized, oh wait, this is supposed to be in California. It's more or less the same. So, Mark was working for the USPS, but one of the boxes was a complete set of the big Marvel books. So the series he's just got done doing with whatever.
I got the email. His stupid fresh mess or whatever he calls it.
Yeah.
His email thing. Yeah, I saw them on that.
So we have a box of the complete set of those that every book is signed.
Ooh, nice.
So that was one thing. But then the other box that showed up yesterday was we got this Helverine. I love this. The signature just looks beautiful on that book.
That's well placed signature and nice color selection too.
Yeah, exactly. That was cool. And then the other is he did cover for TMNT. So I just put these in the comic capsules that were donated by Comic Capsules for Comic Screen Cancer. I can make myself big. This will stand up better, huh? It's like I'm a freaking amateur. So you got this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's cool.
And the foily version.
Shiny.
Yeah, so shiny foily. Thank you to to Scotty Young, Stupid Fresh Mess for sending these things out, and Comic Capsules for donating the comic capsules to Comic Screen Cancer, so that way we can give away the books like that.
So how are you going to do the Marvel Now books or whatever? Are you going to try and sell it as a set, or are you going to sell them individually?
Oh no, we'll sell them as a set. It'll be the complete set. We're not going to. It'd be too much of a hassle to try to break those up in
10 books, 10 or 12 books.
No, I think it's like 20 something books.
Shit.
It's a big box. I haven't gone through it to see if it's got all the.
Go after that.
Nicky Pancakes after that. There's a lot of people who may do it because either they want the complete set or whatever else. But
I'll be shipping you some stuff after I get done moving. I'm starting to move this weekend.
Yeah, and to that end, for anybody who's got anything that they've been thinking about for Comic Screen Cancer, send in. We are coming up. Yeah, we're actually just barely over 3 weeks from the deadline to get stuff here, so we have time to process it and get it, promoted and whatnot. So, by all means, please reach on out to us at Comic Screen Cancer, either on Instagram or on Facebook, and let us know, and we'll turn off Madam's voice audio. Thank you. And then that way people can reach out to us. We'll get you the information, get those things sent in so we have them for Comic Screen Cancer. One of the things that's going to be different this year, it's kind of cool, is we have the art auction, but one of the things we've got, at least especially with the art, is this year we're going to be able to set. We don't have any McCain Republicans in here, do we?
Harry Lakewood defied Arizona, banning abortion even in cases of rape and incest, endorsed by white supremacists.
Rape and incest.
You were talking about amateurs?
Is that you, Taylor?
No, I don't think so.
Is that you, Taylor? Or maybe it's Madam. Oh, it's Madam. Madam, I have muted you because we're hearing your news stories as well. You can unmute yourself when you're clear. Awesome. Susie sending books out to C3 out to you today. Thank you. Yeah, just if you don't know, reach on out to us and we'll get you the information to send it to, so we can get those out there. The only way that we get to $50,000 is with everybody's help. But one of the I was saying the art, we just did something kind of cool. It was like in the past, like last year, some of the original art we had just went for way too little. And so one of the things that we got this year with the art is we'll be able to set a base, a floor price, and if it doesn't sell at that price, we're fine with that, because we're going to be able to take the stuff we with Nerdcrawler and put it up on Nerdcrawler, and Nerdcrawler is going to allow us to have a commission-free transaction, so that way we can then put the things up there for
eyes.
Yeah, get more eyes, a different audience, and everything else is looking for art. But we're still going to give. There might be a few pieces that are going to be exclusive to Nerdcrawler, because they're going to help reach out to a few artists for some pieces to go up on their platform from there. But for everything that we have at C3 that's in at our end already, that stuff's all going to be, first shot of it will be for our people on YouTube, and then if it doesn't get sold, then it'll move over to there. It's kind of cool. Thank you very much. That'd be awesome there, Marvin. We appreciate that. Yeah. So anyways, Taylor, what's going on?
Let's see here. I'm moving this weekend, and the USPS lost Solar Man of the Atom #1 somewhere. So
no.
Yeah. And Madam's trying to figure out how to fix her audio, but doesn't know how to do it. So, but yeah, I found a really good goddamn deal on it. Like, first issue, Solar Man of the Western Comics, a really good goddamn deal on it. Like, first issue, you might have to close your actual YouTube window and just use StreamYard stuff if you have that open.
Yeah, because I turned you on. It was all I heard was Taylor 5 seconds ago again.
Yeah. It never showed up, Mark.
It sounds like, Madam, what it is, you've got YouTube open somewhere, and so we're hearing the YouTube video, which is about 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, the tracking for YouTube or for the Solar, basically.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, and only you, which is good. Thank you.
Showed up, Mark.
It sounds like. Oh, no, there it is again.
You've got another screen open.
Well, now it went away again. I don't know. All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Weird.
They shipped it. They said they delivered it, but the tracking has none of the steps in the middle. It just has shipped, delivered, and it was supposedly delivered the day after they shipped it from Indiana to Wisconsin, and it's not here, and it's not been delivered, and yeah, so. And it's a guy that I trust that shipped it. I mean, it's from Whatnot, and it's the old. He used to be Tricky Trapster on YouTube. I know the guy. I don't think he would.
Yeah, Tricky's all right.
Yeah.
When was it supposedly delivered?
It was supposed to deliver last week Wednesday. I've had it.
That's been a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, I opened a dispute with the post office, and they're like, "Well, it's been delivered," and I'm like, "No, it hasn't." So I keep having to reopen the dispute. And yeah, I've spoken to the seller, and like he'll make it right on his end if we have to, but like I don't want to like screw him out of the money if it's an insurance issue with the post office, because the Whatnot should have insurance on it. And so I might have to open a Whatnot dispute and then figure it out from there next week. I'll deal with it after the move, but it's just really annoying.
Yeah, no, because I have that happen here from time to time where I get packages. I'll even get the pop-up notification on my phone saying, "Hey, this has been delivered," and of course, it absolutely hasn't been delivered.
Yeah.
And there we go, stereo vision. Should I make one of you go away?
This is awesome. Keep doing it, Steph. Keep adding more of you.
We'll keep you both. Hold on. There she killed herself. She killed herself.
Well, that's morbid for a Friday morning.
That's right. But so what happens, like for me, is like it'll be when I have a fill-in mailman. He doesn't want to do the work for the. So what he'll do is he'll deliver just the letters, and all the packages he'll mark them all as either as delivered and leave them in the truck for the regular guy, or he'll mark them all as no access to building, which then I always have, and I'm always just filing a complaint with the post office because I'm going like, to take a picture of my front door. It's like a single level, single home with no fence, no gate, no dog. In the how do you say that you have no access to the building? It's just lazy. Ladies and gentlemen, with us, internet royalty? Question mark. Brian LCS, the king, godfather. Sorry,
the person that decides who on the internet has great hair.
Yes, the Comic Book Community Awards. Once again, you thought here in year 3 that you might get a little less flack, finding ways to be a new lightning rod every single year. Congratulations on that. I know it's exactly what you want, is to have constant drama and shade being thrown your way.
I think it's been quiet this year, right? I mean, other than Mad Spidey, being mad at me, I mean, I think we're okay.
Well,
I've been mad at you for the last 3 years. So
I think if you put your head in the sand and ignore some of the stuff that's going on, then yes. Good morning from the ABX, everybody.
Hey,
Beautiful
Paul.
people. Hey, they're talking to you, Steph, because they're definitely not talking to me and Taylor.
Is the sound okay now?
Yeah. Don't worry. If I hear us in the background on a delay, I will mute you and let you know. Or if we hear
more
your
fun in the morning, like technical difficulties,
or
that I
your
have no
news
idea how to fix.
or your news stories that we're playing earlier too.
All right, so I have a sculpting question, a legit one, Stephanie. When you're working on stuff like that, like you're doing now, do you like purposely just have like one focus light so you can see shadows and work that way, or how do you light it when you're working on it?
I have a really nice front room where I have a lot of windows. It has a lot of great light in here, and that's one of the reasons I work down here in my front room.
Gotcha.
Hey, Mark.
Let me turn on my volume a little bit higher though. But when I do there we go. Okay. When I do stuff like this, it is fun to have one stream of light for pictures and stuff like that, because you can really see,
Yeah, you want the drama.
The details of so yeah.
How long have you been a sculptor?
All my life.
Phenomenal.
So about
started with Play-Doh.
I started with pinch pots.
Oh, nice.
Little pinch pots in Montessori school. They give you a little piece of clay, and you'd have to roll it up, and then they make you put your thumb in the middle, and then you pinch around it, and you make these little pinch pots that would look like this.
That's where my sculpting began and ended, and my ceramics. Every damn thing I tried to make in ceramics blew up in the kiln, and nobody wanted to fire with me. And
I know that.
Yeah, I think I have a soap dish out there somewhere at my parents' garage attic or something, but maybe it was an ashtray, maybe it was a soap dish. Who knows?
But for something like this isn't a commission. This is just something I want. I just had in my mind. I wanted to create. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got to see some of the exciting and some of the frustrating things as an artist has got to be is when you're inspired to do something, but you got paid to do something else, and it's like you're trying to balance I want to do this, but I need to do this.
Yeah. I have two ideas that are probably never going to come to fruition because they require and one's very long term, and the other one, and they both require subjects that are trusting and naked. So the first one is I'd love to make a book just called My Naked Friends, where it's just a bunch of nude portraits throughout the whole thing.
I have a book like that.
Yeah, and then the other would be I want to find somebody. Doesn't matter the gender or whatever, that I would be able to paint annually nude to see how my art changes and how their body changes and how we age and how because my eyesight's going to go to shit and everyone's going to get old and so finding that person is definitely more of a partnership, and we have to not be able to not drive each other nuts throughout all the years. So
you got to find someone in Wisconsin too, right?
Well, yeah, because ideally, because then I wouldn't make the person pose live for it all because that's I don't know if anyone's ever posed for like figure drawing classes or something, it is not fun. Not because of the nakedness. It's just the stiffness of holding the pose forever. So I paint off of photos because it's just easier. But being able to like kind of photo shoot, direct the photo shoot, and like get what I'm looking for, and like have it be a real collaboration, it would ideally be local.
I'm sure that you've thrown that out there now. I'm sure you're going to get some DMs with some volunteers.
Spidey already sent it. What are you talking about?
So many DMs.
My Instagram is Brian-LCS.
The problem is Mad Spidey's sending it as Simple Simon. So be careful when you open that there.
But yeah, and then in the meantime, I work a day job that just tires my soul out, so I don't have the energy to do things. So.
You gotta cut back on that day job then.
I'm working.
It pays the bill, so
I might have a phone interview at 11:30 where I could work fully remote and it pays double. So,
nice.
Oh my god, good luck for that.
Thank you.
That's the thing. Like I had an issue, like somebody was giving me grief on something about YouTubers, and I said, dude, I don't give a crap. To be honest, it's the YouTube stuff really is just for that. I'm not a great creative person, but it's what creative outlet I have. And since I work in legal contracts, there's no creativity this necessarily in my well, I mean there is within some guidelines creatively tell people legally to go fuck themselves. But beyond that, there's always so much creative release that comes from that. And it's amazing, really, even if you're not an artist, how fulfilling having some sort of different release and outlet can be for you.
I thought I would miss making the reviews. I really don't. What I've found for what I like in the YouTube community is this kind of thing. I like the social hangout aspect of it more than the slamming creators for making stuff when I'm feeling salty.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, these I think especially, everybody, we're social creatures, and so everybody having, whether it used to be going to the bar and hanging out with your friends, but the problem is more and more, especially whether it be because people move around a little bit more, and also with COVID having changed a lot of dynamic stuff for a lot of us as we've gotten older. I don't want to go out and do that stuff, and it's expensive to drink and do all this stuff. Whereas I can drink cheap at home, or I can just hang out and not drink, and nobody's judging me, and I can go use a comfortable, clean bathroom or semi-clean bathroom, and
I already did, Marky.
And you're all there.
Or I get slapped for asking somebody to get naked for art at the bar, and then
exactly, yeah.
Or I start talking about why Doom Patrol is the best team ever, and then I get glossy-eyed and then slapped. So.
Well, and too, the live stream is just you don't really need to have a big outline topic. You kind of just throw up the live stream and see where it goes, right? With the discussion and the chat, and compared to
some kids, I'll tell you, having done a lot of them, I'll tell you, sometimes I really enjoy the ones that have some structure and stuff. Like
that's true.
But and sometimes I do like the free flowing. So this is very free flowing. The one later on this evening I'll be on a different one that is a little bit more structured, but also very free flowing. And then Saturday, if I show up on Dr. Von Hoots, that one's a little more bit more structured. Which as a host, I'll tell you, is much nicer having some sort of structure as long as you have people show up. Sometimes when you're here,
if you want free form, you can watch Old Man Collectables on Wednesday nights.
If you want nothing to do with comics, pretty much go ahead and watch.
They're really just old guys talking about being old.
You want to hear Eddie complain
We hear the latest on Eddie's job hunt and Taylor's job hunt.
It's basically
their medical
to a
issues.
Country song.
Yeah, there are medical issues that are going on. The next mystery box that Eddie's putting together, and his most recent trip to Vegas to go hunt in different shops to find things, but something about Hot Wheels and
or about dogs, or about
It's not called Get Off My Lawn for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. I will probably back making reviews at some point, but I'm only going to review shit I like. And that's good. Nobody will watch that. People just like watching me be cranky and hate the first half of. Like I watched. I knew you can see the analytics of the videos, and like as soon as I started liking the books, all the views went. Like.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately, that's the world. That's the world we live in. Everybody wants to watch. They hate the drama, and they love the rage betas and all the negativity and stuff. That's what gets the views at the moment.
I know.
Which
I'm
is
waiting
sad,
for the next year's CBC Awards, Best Drama Channel.
Yeah,
I'm happy to disengage and not with all that stuff. I mean, it's funny. Is like I try to not purposely avoid some of the when I see them come up in my feed and I see the titles, I'll just purposely sometimes avoid some of it. Some of it I do try to I'll at least get the gist of, just because I know that they'll come up on certain conversations on stuff. But I know that a lot of it's just seeking attention, and so why allow them to get that?
Yeah.
But also, I'm always cognizant of I don't want to get involved in that type of stuff. Not only because it doesn't interest me as a 50-year-old man, but also simply because I'm tied my channel so much to the charity stuff. I don't want it to negatively affect one thing or another. I like to kind of stay above that.
I am so far removed from all that I don't give a shit. One thing I have discovered about that I find almost more annoying than the drama is the people reacting and calling other people out in the drama for being dramatic. I'm like, God damn it, just stop this cycle.
Yeah, well, the reaction videos, right? The reaction videos
or
to the event is like,
this guy's being a jerk, and I'm going to call him out on it for 9 hours. I'm like, fuck
the reaction video is even more of, hey, look at me.
Right.
Yeah.
To quote
The reality
I want to get some of those views. Give me some of those views. Yeah.
No, but the reality of it, it's super important for the community, I think, to have that kind of garbage or stuff or entertainment, however you see it. Because if you look at any like topic across YouTube, whether it be like comedians or debates, there's always this subculture of people that do content doing commentary on it, weighing in, and it gives like more eyes and more validity to it. So whether you like what they're saying or not, ultimately it's good for the space.
Stop sharing up drama, Mark, you dick.
No, I'm for it. I'm absolutely for it. Whether I watch it or care about it, that's going to weigh and flow based off the material. But I think it's really good for the space.
Well, whether it is or isn't, I won't get into debate. But unfortunately, it does affect some people. Get affected negatively, and it not everybody comes out of it happy or the same as they were ahead of time. So that's.
No, I don't disagree with that, but
that's a negative, unfortunately.
That's where I fall back on the like. You can only control how you act or react to situations in life, and it's up to individuals to put stock in it. Like Rob, if somebody did a stream just sharing their negative opinion of you, it would not faze you one bit. I know everyone's different, but that we're all adults here. That's everyone's adults' responsibility to be able to deal with or not care, disengage on their own. Clap back or move on.
Yeah, but everybody's going to handle that differently, right? The criticism or whatever. I mean,
absolutely. And if you're hypersensitive, this isn't the space for you. Like there are spaces for hypersensitive people.
Is not a space for people who are.
And I'm glad you said it, because not everyone's going to listen to me say it, but 100%, especially being live, putting your face out there, putting yourself out there in this space. If you're hypersensitive, you ain't going to last long, or you're going to run into a lot of stuff you don't like. That's just reality.
30 years of message boards has taught me.
Well, I mean, I learned that. I learned that very early on with the CBC Awards, right? Year one, so much criticism that I couldn't, I had to be above it. I couldn't go back at everybody, because it would just be a losing battle. And from an award perspective, to be considered, legitimate, that I had to kind of really just
ignore
and be above
and that was you were amazing at that, because I remember thinking when you first even announced it, and I've told you this before, I remember thinking, who is this fool and who's opening himself up for this is like the biggest, hey, why don't you kick me?
Who is this fool?
Who is this guy who just stood in front of stood in a long line of people
And
with
now
a
it's
sign that said,
progressed to like,
with his
hey, I
legs
know this
spread
fool.
with a sign on his front that said, "Kick me in the nuts, please."
Mm.
Looks like,
And because when you did that, Brian, on the first year, you only had like 500, 600 subs or whatever like that. So like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
was surprised that reaction. Like, I didn't consider that, and maybe I was just being naive when I first started it. Like, I didn't think that the size of my channel would matter at the point, but that seemed to be a big point of contention. Like, yeah, who is this guy? He's living in his mom's basement and he's starting this award. That type of thing was being said, and I really didn't think people would have a negative reaction to it. I really thought it was going to be, a celebration of the community, and I didn't. So I really kind of went in it with blinders on, not thinking that people would have that negative
how are
reaction.
you from New York and went and thought the best of people? And,
Well,
I mean, come
I have
on.
enough of that. I had enough of that in my personal life, living in New York. So
Come on. People will be well behaved and think of the best of everyone. There won't be any negativity.
yeah,
Where you walking?
Oh my
Finally.
god. I love the naivety.
yeah.
And I agree with what Evil's Comics put
hold
in
on.
there.
Happy birthday. What do you got, Taylor? Is that
I
an
can
invitation?
get finally. I might actually sign up this year. I can get a grab and go birthday cooler from the AARP.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
But I would hold out. The first offer I got, they wanted to give me a 5-in-1 USB port adapt something, and instead I held out and I got a collapsible trunk organizer. And that really got me excited somehow. And that's how I knew I was old and ready for AARP, was when the collapsible trunk organizer really got me excited.
Well, I don't think that would work too well in my Honda Element that has no back seats. So.
But yeah, I
Oh,
agree
it's
with
in
what
trunk
Mike
space.
said about clapping back. That's part of the two-step solution, Mike. To be against something, you clap back or you move on.
No, Taylor, it's great. It's got 3 sections. I got like my shopping bags in one, my cargo net for my roof rack in one, and like a jacket just in case I get caught someplace cold.
Nice. Is it a sexy beige windbreaker?
No. It's a black lightweight jacket.
Windbreaker.
But is there a spot that holds your comics in that?
No, because I keep my comics when I go to the store. I put them in my
comic shell. Those things are amazing.
My comic shell that I used the discount link from Mr. DJ Links.
Promo code Link
I
Squad.
think you should call those comic persons.
And I was looking
that's
at
really what they are.
I use it all the time, and these stickers still stay on there, no problem, sir.
Is Merce?
So.
All right, here you go, Brian. Billy said it trips him out that some of his friends give themselves award for liking comics. I'm not hating. I'm just a silly premise alone.
It is.
But the community awards, yeah.
Yeah, let Brian dialogue on that. Some content.
It is. I mean, but it's really just to have fun, and it's another thing to talk about, another thing to.
It's another thing to celebrate the community, I think.
Right. Exactly.
Which is a great way of finding new channels. And I know a lot of us, like when we speak on it, we stress the fact that this is just for fun. No one's like advertising themselves as, hey, come check me out. I won a CBC award.
I don't know.
I'm somebody now.
Have you never watched?
Yeah, not unless you. Yeah, I got to win one first to try and.
There are some people that may, but that speaks on them more than the awards.
I know.
Well, and too, like this year, the interesting thing is, so some of the new channels that have been nominated are, bringing it to their audience. I've mentioned it, Comic Book Corner 2.0, and he's got a pretty big audience. So it's now reaching, different people that maybe have not been aware of it in previous years. So
yeah.
But
I agree, DJ. But to my point again, like if someone's bragging about those things like that, that speaks on them more than the awards. Brian did was it the first year you were in a robe with your lunch meat hanging out, dancing and singing? It's clearly
the panda robe.
It's clearly self-aware. But if other people aren't, like, not everybody is firing on all cylinders.
Well, but even still, for that aspect, you want to sit there and say something like, "Okay, people giving themselves awards." What do you think of the Grammys and the BAFTA or all these other awards? How they started and what they're doing and stuff. It was movie
Screen
insiders
Actors
give.
Guild
Yeah, they're all giving themselves awards too. So I mean, it's like,
And also the way it's set up, it isn't like someone's just giving themselves or their friends awards. It's literally just a mass vote. So it's a mass vote. It's what the masses.
yeah. Well, that's what this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Democracy.
I mean,
dare
I think that keeps it. That keeps some. It makes it a little bit more legitimate because it's community based. It's not like we have the committee, picking who the winners are, or a small group, or myself.
Brian picks all the winners secretly. All the voting
Brian
is just
doesn't
a
pick all the
facade
winners?
to make. Yeah. The actually what happens is this: you go and you vote. That goes nowhere. It's a facade. Brian secretly hits up all the people who he's chosen to be nominated, and he shakes us down. And then based on how much money it's a blind auction too. We have to kick up to him without knowing what we're up against.
Yeah.
And then the one who actually, he gets to keep all the money from everybody, but only the one who bids the most gets the award.
I remember that from last year.
So that's why I never win. Now I get it. That's why I've never won.
Yeah. Spidey, I'll send you my PayPal.
You also have to convert, currency because you think you're bribing him $100. You're only bribing him 65, and it's not. Doesn't have that same power.
I'll send him some Tim Tams. Maybe that'll sweeten it up.
Quite literally. Yes. Anyway, sorry. That's, of course, in case anybody out there is listening and didn't understand that what last bit was all just complete fallacy. Just to be clear.
and go vote. CBCAwards.org. Last check, took a peek yesterday. 650 votes in so far.
Yeah, it's a complete fallacy. There's
the only way to keep people from voting for their friends is to go vote yourself.
Vote for yourself, unless you're not your friend.
Yeah,
I have a problem voting for myself. I feel like that's
really.
I do. I don't give a shit.
Let's ask every politician.
I'm not going to get a chance otherwise.
I always write my name in when I vote for the president.
You're welcome to, but
I vote for whoever sends me free comics.
Thing with a write-in vote is
that's
to be eligible.
Hey Taylor, I think that's the 2024 only slab angle.
Yeah, there you go.
Chris and Mad Spidey have been trying to guilt everybody. It's hilarious. Hey, if you've ever won a box or won a prize, you owe Rob a vote. No, I didn't mention Rob. Rob ain't been saying that cringe shit, but Spidey and Chris have. It's hilarious.
Yes, I purposefully go like, nah, no, I'm not. I won't do that. Although I was joking this year that maybe I should petition to actually try to win this mustache one, only because it's like every year I've been nominated every single year. I think I'm the only candidate that's been nominated and made it to the finals every single year, and yet I'll still lose again this year because I'll lose probably going to lose to
lose to K-pop.
The Susan Lucci
Yeah, to K-pop.
of the comic book
K-pop
community
will win this year. Although Eman will give people a challenge, but it'll be K-pop.
No, it'll be Robbie again.
It'll be Robbie because of
he's not nominated this year.
Despite not being a finalist, he'll still win.
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's the same with me and the statue thing. I've been nominated every year. It's been a thing, and no, never.
I was always nominated for the reviews, and then I never won, and now I'm sad, so I stopped making videos because of Brian.
we forced Taylor into retirement.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
I would think that maybe Comic Journey might have a shot at the hands in that category, but his audience just isn't organized enough to actually.
That's the only thing that might go. He could potentially split the vote with Katie.
Yeah, that's true.
They share a common audience base, but I still think Katie ends up winning. It's the advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, it does play a big role
What's the advantage that she's blonde?
That she?
My goal for next year is to be the RFK of the awards.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Is Robbie in for Hans's or no? He's not.
I could have sworn he was in the finalists as well.
No, the hands, mustache, facial hair is so it's Comic Journey, Eman, K-pop, Rob, and Sheena for hair.
Ah,
yeah. I was gonna say
that's a bit more of an even playing field this time.
I think the one that surprised people was that Robbie was a finalist for comedic.
Oh, the comedic thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all clearly didn't do your jobs as a committee.
Regular girl hair doesn't count.
Yeah,
for
there's a few curveballs.
Look at who won best beard last year. I mean, come on.
Regular.
Yeah.
Robbie's gonna win best deadlift and bench press. All right. There you are. All right. Let's see here. Work is starting to flow through.
I was gonna say I probably really should go to bed. Got to work tomorrow, unfortunately.
You don't have to work tomorrow. You choose to work tomorrow.
No, I have to work tomorrow.
Okay.
I have to. I'm the only one that's working tomorrow that has a key and a security code, so I have to go to work. So,
Have you already requested the days off for Heroes Con next year?
No, because it's been pushed back, so it's going to be even harder.
Quit making excuses and just put the days in.
Yeah, you put the request in so far out.
Yeah.
Say no.
The only thing making it harder is you postponing doing what you're supposed to do.
And on that note,
you could just go over to Dave's house and pack yourself in one of his bags, and then you make it over.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Because Dave's going again next year.
Speaking of Dave, there's a lot of Aussie representation in the finalists.
Yeah, I'm actually very proud of the Aussieverse boys. They've actually put a lot of work in this year, and it's actually paid off well in their subs and in the comic book community awards. So well done to
Bo knows awards.
Yeah, a lot of international channels, right? We got both Simons. We've got Triple G, Dr. Von Hoot. We got Aussieverse. We've got good.
Has any international out of North America actually won an award?
Yeah. So the first award was MJ Comics year one. He won. So yeah, no, and we've had some other international winners, I believe.
No, I couldn't think of any. That's all. So I don't think.
MJ Comics was, I think, the first award ever. He was he actually won, I think, the People's Choice year one.
Ah, nice. Did Whack win one of the comedic ones?
No.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think an Aussie's won yet.
Well, that's for good reason.
The problem is the voting ends
the
day before, so you guys don't get as much time.
It's not because I don't vote for you, buddy. It's not because I don't vote for you.
I know.
Oh.
All right, off to bed.
All right, bud. It's good seeing you on this stream. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I usually won't do it if I got to work on the Saturday, but I am working the Saturday, and I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll just jump on for a little while, and here I am an hour and whatever later.
I appreciate it. It's been fun.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Sweet dreams.
Peace out.
Peace, buddy.
What's happening this weekend? Is there anything kicking off? Any little shows or any new movies hitting theaters or anything worth doing?
I was looking and I didn't see anything movie wise that jumped out that was too new, unless I don't know if Despicable Me 4 was new this weekend or not. But there seems like several after Labor Day there'll be some newer movies coming out. But
It's a holiday weekend and nothing big is releasing. That's odd.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down to the butcher shop and get some beef short ribs to smoke.
How are you gonna smoke them, Rob?
How am I gonna smoke them? On the smoker.
Yeah. Like, what kind of smoker do you have?
Well, it's a
Oh
matter of
God, here we go. Here we go.
which smoker do I plan to use is the question.
I should have known better. You're right.
Yeah,
Asking Rob about
Same here.
smokers is the same as opening Pandora's box. How many smokers do you have? How long do you have? Here we go.
I have 4.
And what kind of wood are you going to be using to smoke
Oh,
it?
yeah, that's the other question.
That's easy. It's beef. It goes on oak.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What about cherry? Have you ever used cherry?
No, I use cherry, but cherry's not for beef.
Why would
Cherry,
you barbecue cherries?
cherry
What,
wood.
is cherry good for chicken? I don't understand. What
It,
cherry
it could
good
be,
for?
but I generally use cherry or apricot on pork,
Oh.
and then I use apple on lamb and fish. Chicken, I can use a variety of stuff, but I usually use pecan for
Have you tried using coals?
Wow. What about plum wood? Have you used plum wood for anything?
No, I've never used plum wood.
It's really expensive. I just recently bought a Himalayan salt block that I can cook on.
Wow.
And I haven't used it yet because I'm kind of scared to use it. I don't know like if all the juices are just going to fall right off of it. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to cook on it besides like a salmon.
I don't know. I don't use that.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of them, but I've never looked into them because I seasoned my meat. I didn't need to cook it on a block of salt. But I got. Yeah, I mean it's probably fine for doing stuff like fish or something. But I mean, you can do that with planks and other things too. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to do the beef ribs, the short ribs, and then I've got some new baguette racks that are coming. So I'm going to bake some sourdough, whole grain sourdough baguettes. I'll cook those out on the grill.
Sourdough is true because you're in San Francisco.
Well, I'm not. Well, yes, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and my sourdough is a San Francisco-based sourdough.
His sourdough brings all the boys to the yard.
The yeast is from there.
It's this Bay Area. Yeah, the yeast I grew the yeast here. Well, it's not yeast, really. I mean, it's natural. It's the natural
Starter.
Yeah, the starter started the flour and water here, so it's the natural organisms that are in the air and stuff here that become the bacteria that do all the fermenting and such.
Cool.
But so yeah, it's original. The starters are original from this area. I've had it going now for about 6 years, and
what?
Yep. And
Where
then
do you keep it?
in the fridge.
For 6 years, you've been keeping that in the fridge?
Well, so you take it out, and every couple of weeks you have to feed it. You dump some of it out, and you feed it new flour and water, and it keeps growing. Otherwise, it would starve itself. But you put it in the fridge, it slows down the rate at which it consumes the activity level of the bacteria. So that way, you don't have to feed it every day. If I leave it out on the counter, I have to feed it every day. That's a lot of flour to go through if you're not baking bread on a regular basis. This way, I put it in the fridge and I just pull it out when I want to do every couple of weeks to feed it, or when I want to actually make a loaf of bread. I'll pull it out the day or two before to get it warmed up, get it reactivated again, and then we'll go.
You sound like you have a pet in the fridge.
Yeah, I was about to say, this sounds crazy.
It's got a name. He has a name. Its name is Fred.
Years, I should hope so.
Yeah, his name is Fred. So Fred the bread. Or
Rob
bread
also
of,
has sea monkeys.
Yeah, or we make bread. We make bread of Fred. Yeah. This is the body of Fred. It's like he's delicious. Yeah. But I've always done the round loaves traditionally. So this will be my first experiment doing the baguettes, because the whole grain wheat doesn't rise quite the same as regular bread flour does. So it makes it a little bit more dense. And so I think that'd be better as a baguette versus when I'm trying to make the round loaf. So
a whole wheat
baguette. Why don't round loaves have nicknames? Like the rectangle loaf is called a baguette.
They have a boule. A boule is a round one.
No.
Didn't know that.
What's the one that's round and covered with sugar? Oh yeah, donuts. Those are great.
Sounds like a shit ton of work for some bread. They have bakeries. it's true, but that's the same thing saying they got restaurants that serve barbecue. You know, there's you can go get it already done, sure, absolutely, but there's a certain level of satisfaction from doing it yourself. You know, there's a little bit of artistry. That's my artistry, I guess, a little
Yeah,
bit.
you could go buy a pre-made
That's what
sculpture of
kids are
2 angels
art
having
form, Rob.
sex, but
Yeah.
you know.
So I mean, it's true of almost anything, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's there's a different flavor profile and the ability to some of the stuff, the ability to do your own thing. Like if I go get some of the sourdough bread right now, the reason I'm doing like this whole grain wheat sourdough is as somebody who's deals with diabetes, bread is usually something that you're not is your enemy.
I see.
But a lot of the commercial bread you buy has got a lot of sugar in it and other stuff. And whereas this allows me, because there's no sugar that goes into it, and with the higher grain, the whole grains, the higher fiber content that comes from it, it means I can actually enjoy some of this that normally I would have to try to leave out of my diet. So
Yeah, you're making pooping bread.
Just a quick question, Rob. Because of your diabetes, can you eat keto bread? Would that be acceptable bread to eat or no?
again, everything's within certain ranges of what you can do, and depending on how your body reacts to it. So like right now, like one of the things that like my typical bread source, if I do stuff, is the carb balance tortillas.
Yeah, oh
because
yeah,
because some of the tortillas that they're doing right now, they're like 2 net carbs,
yeah.
and they're extremely high fiber.
Yeah.
So I can do that. Sometimes I do a little bit of regular bread, but I try to. You have to just kind of moderate it.
Surprise!
Hola, senor.
Supply.
Tell us about. Tell us about.
That's
Surprise.
racist. The Spanish guy comes on the show and I get hit with a hola, senor. I'm offended.
You're offended that I said hello to you, sir. Got
I'm
it.
offended. Look out for my rant.
Para
video
información en
coming
español,
soon.
Marquitos.
What's that song you play when you need something from your
What's
wife?
wrong?
From my Mexican wife.
was
Yeah.
Tell us about your tacos.
What's
DJ is
going on,
offended that Rob spoke California to him.
I know, really.
I know. That's what I'm actually more offended by, the California talk.
Tortillas. I said tortillas right. I'm sorry.
No, I heard you guys talking about bread, and yeah, that's my jam.
Really?
Jam on bread is good.
Yeah.
Bread and water, man. That's
The prison diet.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That's like my favorite thing. Like I'll just eat bread. Like the other day, no lie. What's today? Thursday. On Tuesday, I go to the supermarket to get like cases of water and shit to fill the fridge. And I was like, you know what? For dinner, I'm gonna have these little dinner rolls, and that's what I had. 4 little dinner rolls, made tiny little butter sandwiches with some Poland Spring
Butter
flavored
sandwiches
water.
Nice.
That,
That's
I
better than
remember
mayonnaise sandwich.
sometimes you go by the store and you got a 98 cent, you get a 99-cent loaf of sourdough bread and pick it in the car ride home. You're tearing the bread apart, eating it because it's warm still and smells so
yeah.
goddamn good.
You know what I hate though? When I go to buy bread and they're like, hold on, let me feed Fred in the fridge. Oh shit. Shout out to Fred.
Hashtag friend the fridge.
Fred the bread.
Fred the bread. That's hilarious.
I think Fred's a guest on Only Slabs in October, isn't he?
I think the CBC Awards should rock with a Fred the Bread skit somehow. Somehow, some way.
Let me write that down.
Fred the Bread. That's hilarious.
Maybe when I do this, since I'm doing it on the grill, maybe I'll pop up a video of making the bread and put it on the.
I can see it now.
Make it on the barbecue channel.
If you could also put some screaming in the background too, that would help.
Screaming in pain. Oh, we could have a funeral for Fred. That's I did drop the link to Rob's barbecue channel, Nearly Famous Barbecue,
with all of 6 shorts from 2 cooks.
That stuff looks good. The tagline is "You gonna learn you some barbecue."
Not my tagline, but yeah, that works.
Taylor, did you say you have an interview do you want us to start prepping you with some questions?
Yeah, talk to me about clinical drug therapy on-site SEO, please.
What?
Can you describe a time when the comic book community triggered you?
8:29 a.m. Central Time. Friday.
All right. So if I'm taking drugs and my doctor says I shouldn't, but I really, really like them,
you're fine.
Okay,
because
good.
you're not going to qualify for any of our studies, anyways, Rob.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Tyler, when's the last time you did drugs?
Like fun drugs,
or medical
or
prescribed
medical necessity
drugs.
drugs to like keep you from peeing every 5 minutes. I mean,
that would be 10 minutes ago.
It's a two-parter. Go.
I mean, does weed count?
Yes.
Depends upon which state you're in.
Because it's not legal in Wisconsin. I know it's not. You guys are screwed up there.
Probably like November.
November, you think?
I had an edible. Yeah.
Nice.
But like non-fun drugs, twice a day, every day.
Have you got yourself the 7 day week?
I've got two of those.
Yeah, nice.
Because not everything will fit in one of them.
Nice.
Oh, shit, I have to take mine. I'll be right back.
You're an old man down.
I've got my refrigerated injectables that I have to take every 2 weeks. I got all of it.
Yes. See, you are ready to join the
People are
AARP.
on Ozempic because I feel like everyone on Earth is on Ozempic.
No,
Is
I'm
this
not on a
true?
fun one like that where it actually has been. I'm on Humira, which is not fun.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. Does it look like I'm on Ozempic?
Rob, I wasn't saying that at all.
Oh, she said, "No, you're fat. Don't worry, Rob." Okay, got it. Thanks, madam.
I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, that's what you meant. I understand.
It seems like everyone that I've ever seen on TV, like this year, everyone's
on TV.
lost like 20, 30 pounds.
Could you imagine if I did that? Then I'd have to change my ending tagline. I used to be a. Thanks for watching. You know, click if you want.
Rob,
I used to be a fat man with fat sex and comics and a fat opinion. Now I'm not. I can't use fit stacks because that was Freaky Louie. Look at that man dropping in here. Bread the Cuban bread. The fit stacks man is there. Make sure you check him out.
I make good Cuban bread from scratch. I like making Cuban bread. It's easy.
What I like is Saturday morning, getting up in the morning and driving over to the donut shop to pick up croissants.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm right now in another window so I could, on YouTube, so I could search this stream so I could type in the chat. And you guys made me write Legion of Bread in the search bar. I'm not even.
Did anything come up? That's the question.
That's a good question. Rating Legion protein powder, recipes for world-class chefs. No, Legion of Bread. No.
That'd be great. 100,000 loaves marching on. Oh God. Yeah. What pulled up? Well, with most Google searches, you probably really don't want to know. Or it was a sponsored link, one or the other.
No, I'm surprised nothing. Because usually you type in anything in Google, something will pop up.
Right?
I think that's how it works.
Well, I just recently found out that I could type into AI, on Instagram and stuff. So I typed in my name with the word sculptor underneath it, and it described my sculpting style to me.
Nice.
Which was?
Intricate details, capturing the likeness of the spirit. It was just so mind-blowing. It was like, what? Like, you don't even know. Like, how does this thing? I don't understand.
Collective searches. Sometimes they're fun and sometimes they're wrong. I played around with some of that stuff early on, seeing what it would pull up, and it's interesting when it gets it right, and it's interesting when it gets it wrong, really wrong. So you can't just blindly trust the bot. It's still learning. It hasn't become fully self-aware yet.
I'm gonna.
That segues right into. Did anybody else watch Terminator 0?
I watched the like
I've heard of
15 minutes
I
of the
remember
first
listening
episode.
to Terminator X, but it's a drop
Nice,
there
Rob.
for DJ.
Nice, Rob.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you.
Nice.
I thought
I'll
DJ Links would
take it.
appreciate that one.
Yeah, what I saw of it,
Terminator
Mark,
X,
I
the
only
Valley
watched.
of the Jeep
I was
Beasts.
limited on time, but the first 15 minutes or so was really great.
Yeah, I was I'm not an anime guy. I'm kind of the opposite of an anime guy, and
That's not true.
I try stuff when it's properties that I'm into, and I was kind of bummed when I found out it was anime, and I watched it, and I was immediately like invested enough to keep watching, and soon like the whole little like anime tropes that come with it, like the weird like clunky dialogue here and there, and just the audio, like the the audio is the only thing that distracts from that show at all, and that's really just going to be for people like myself that aren't really like used to anime. But the story,
especially if watching it in English dub.
Yeah, but it was phenomenal. Like that show as a whole is phenomenal. So fucking good. Only 8 episodes. They're little half-hour episodes, but
How
it
many did you
plays
watch?
I watched the whole goddamn thing.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I could.
How the hell you watched it in one day?
DJ, you know me. I know how to manipulate time.
That is true, sir. That
Do you
is
wear
true.
a watch, Mark?
The TVA is going to have to be.
Yeah, but I don't turn it on.
You wear a watch, but you don't turn it on?
Yeah.
That's
You don't
really
wind it.
weird.
Then it's just called a bracelet, buddy.
Yep.
I watched the first.
It's a tool. I can turn it on if I need it.
I watched the first 2.5 episodes, and I was just like, I need to shut this off because I'm going to wind up watching the whole thing in breaking night. Phenomenal. Like in the first, like Brian said, the first 15 minutes. If that doesn't hook you,
Yeah, no, I was hooked from the opening scene. You know that. Yeah.
Once he stepped on the head, I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that whole opening scene, like that whole first episode, is a total nod to that very thing happening in the first movie, and even like what you'll see in the latter half of the first episode when he returns. But the way that episode 1 ends is even a nod to some of the toys that were produced for Terminator 2 back in the day. And I had the toy, and it's like of the Skynet assembly room for the Terminators, and the way that they show you the assembly of the T-800 is a nod to the toys and hasn't been shown anywhere else in cartoon or film before. And now I'm catching all of this stuff. And
talking about in the liquid, right?
Oh, yes, the direct dip, because you can buy the toy set, and I don't want to get into it, but it comes with the T-800 endoskeleton, and you do the goo yourself, and you drop it in, and when it comes out, you have like a skin mold on your toy that you can then battle damage at will. You know what I mean? You can buy refill goo stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy how much detail. Like, there's parts of it you're like, dude, this is kind of like just reliving parts of the franchise, but it's just fucking crazy. But when you get into the story and what's going on, and some of like the thought-provoking conversations that happen, there hasn't been stuff like this in Terminator since T2. There hasn't, and it is so well welcomed.
And that's I guess that's kudos to the anime style as well. I think animes, for the most part, they go deep with like philosophy and subject matter and themes, as opposed to like American animation.
And to be fair, Terminator should, like, it's like the foundation of the subject matter. Like, how are we not doing like deep, crazy, thought-provoking stuff when we're talking time travel? We're talking
100%.
Fate, we're talking destiny, everything about it, and they just kind of substituted it a lot for just fast-paced action, hoping to just appease people.
Yeah, I think just in Terminator, like you said, like I wholeheartedly believe the concept for Terminator is the greatest movie concept of all time.
I love it. To answer Mike's question, it connects to everything and stands on its own simultaneously. Connects to everything.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to jet early today. I need to focus on work.
Terminator.
End of month. No, it's end of month, and contracts have to get done, and I don't want to work this weekend.
Well, before you leave, Rob, I do have one question
for
for you. Have you bought your tickets for Superman, the Christopher Reeve story yet?
I have not.
When are you going to get those tickets? It's only in theaters for 2 days, September 21st and September 25th.
Yeah, I don't know that I will.
Oh, yeah, you will. Oh, yeah, you will.
I had to jump on. You guys were talking about the Terminator.
Let's go.
All right.
And-
On that note, Digger, thanks for joining and taking my spot. I will now return you to a symmetrical view.
Okay. Bye, Rob.
Jim, I've been waiting to see you.
Lasagna.
You look just like my new landlord and sound just like him. It's fucking terrifying.